Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode, we had the ALDS against the Boston Red Sox, and unfortunately, we got swept by them in 3 games. And yeah, Boston went on to win the World Series after being a wildcard team, which is pretty crazy. They went through the Angels, they went through us in only 4 straight games, and then they beat Toronto in 6, which is crazy because Toronto's the defending champions, and then they also beat Washington in the finals in 7 games, so a pretty crazy run for the Boston Red Sox, and it really sucks that we lost because we had one of our best seasons yet. As you can see, we finished 96 and 66, while the Red Sox, who were in the wildcard game, finished 85 and 77. So yeah, they had a worse record, but they went on to beat the Blue Jays, who finished a little bit above them as well. They beat us. They also beat the Angels, who were a little bit better than them, I think. No, a little bit worse than them. And then they went on to win against the Nationals, who had a very good record as well. So yeah, that's a historic win for the Boston Red Sox for sure. But anyways, we're up here in the offseason looking to continue to build up our team because I really hope this team could go farther in the playoffs next year. I don't know if we lost that series because I might have made some dumb moves in terms of changing pitchers and stuff like that. Maybe I made the right calls. I don't know. It's up to you guys on that front. But anyways, let's start simming to the offseason and get this offseason done with, and get our team back to being hopefully a playoff team again next year. So we got to get back some coaches, but let's see the retired players so we don't lose anybody. I don't see any huge names right now, but I'll just scroll through this in case you guys wanted to take a look. But we are getting a lot of our guys being very old. Like, a lot of our guys are like in their 30s now, or getting close to it that we've drafted. So it's kind of sad to see because some of these guys might eventually start to retire. But there you go. And there was actually some inductees in the Hall of Fame this year. So Mike Trout, not a surprise. He played 21 years in the MLB. Crazy, 635 home runs. Freddie Freeman also makes it with 476 home runs and a ton of RBIs. So those are your inductees into the Hall of Fame. And let's do the exclusive free agent negotiations. So I think we're definitely going to bring back Brandon Marsh. He had a fantastic season with us. Probably the reason why we simulated as good as we did. We brought him in last year in the offseason. He's not super old. I might give him a 2-year deal because he's a pretty good player. 26.5 for 2 years. Bryant Packard also should technically come back. His morale is not great, but we should technically bring him back. Give him a 1-year deal. Give him like $25 million. And then staff-wise, we need a pitching coach and a third base coach. So pitching coach-wise, I think we'll try and go with Thomas Keys. Because why not? And then we also need, what was it, third baseman coach? Third base coach. So we need a good third base coach, which I guess we could try and go for this dude. Hopefully he accepts right away. And that is good. Let's sim to free agency 1. Thomas Keys is accepted and Harnet's accepted. That's great news. Did those guys accept those contracts I gave them? I didn't actually see that. Oh, yeah, Brandon Marsh accepted, I think. Yeah, Brandon Marsh is accepted and Bryant Packard is accepted. Perfect. Just what I wanted to see. So we will probably offer our arbitration to Franklin Perez, even though I don't know if he's that great. We need to add some more players, though, to our 40-man roster, which means I think I'm definitely adding Bland there. Claudio Mora we might end up losing because he's not developed that well. Mark Sullivan needs to be added to our 40-man for sure. So we need a Bland and Wall. Or not Wall, Blandon, what is the other dude's name? Bland and Sullivan, yeah. Because both those guys were pretty good picks of ours. So we'll add both those guys to our 40-man roster. Anybody else that we need to add? I mean, I could add Campos, but I don't think I need to. But let me take a look at AAA just to see which guys are not on our 40-man that should be. I don't want it to go like that. I want to go cycle through players just to see if there's anybody that shouldn't Actually, let's just go through it like this. So Alberto Vargas is not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. We should probably add him to our 40-man though, because he's a 79. Yeah, I think we'll add him already to our 40-man. I don't know who else needs to be added. I'm okay with losing guys like James Mayer, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with losing James Mayer. Maybe not, actually. He's a relief pitcher. So he should probably be on our 40-man. Let me actually sort this if I can. Where's that damn Rule 5 thing? Or 40-man thing? We don't really have a lot of space left on our Rule 5 thing. If I sort this, what, 40-man? Chuck Rush, can he get claimed? Yes, he can, which I think is okay with because we got a decent amount of closers. Doesn't look like there's anybody super important that could get claimed. And if there is, it's not the end of the world. Rick Plumbers, can he get claimed? No, he can't. Good. But Rick Plummer should probably be added as well. He's another guy that could crack our lineup. We're going to have to add him to our 40-man. Actually, do I have a room? I don't have the room, right? I don't have the room to add him to our 40-man. That's unfortunate. Unless I decide to remove somebody, but I don't know if I will. Let's sort this again. This is C. Actually, when I go to double A. Yeah, so Rick Plummer's going to get promoted to triple. I'm okay if some of these other guys get claimed because they're not that great. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this for now. So that's good. Arbitration. Apparently we have not that much budget left. And we got to tender all these contracts still too. God damn. We might have to trade away somebody to get more money back. Who's the big one here? Scott James. Rick Plummer is going to want how much? Ooh. I can't offer him that much money though, right? Like if I go up here, what's the most I could offer him? I could actually offer him a decent amount still. Let's get him for 1 year at 1.5 because he might actually be in the lineup. Scott James as well. Should probably... Yeah, he doesn't want too much. That's good. Most of these guys actually might not be that expensive, which is really good because... Yeah, we don't have a lot of money to work with. At least it looks like it. Damian Rodriguez is dropping a little bit. Did he even play this season? I don't think so. We'll just give him money if we can. We'll give basically money to all of our guys that are young and good. Gerson Moreno's dropping off. He's 35. I'm going to let him walk in favor of James Mayer, I think. Even though Moreno's been not that bad as a reliever, we're going to let him walk because he's old. Michael Bland needs a contract. Castillo will give you a contract. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll leave that for... Actually, maybe I should give him a contract. Let's try and get him. Jeremy Grubb, get you back. Chuck Rush. It looks like a lot of these guys are just wanting like a couple 100K, which is good. Because I don't want to spend a ton on a lot of these guys. Kiki McKenna might have to go. Yeah, I think Kiki McKenna needs to go unless he wants like barely anything for 1 year. Which he does. I'll try to get him on a 1 year deal of like 660K. Waylon Wall wants a decent amount. Let's try and get him for 1.3. I gotta go to the bottom of this list just to see who we need to let go of. So we need to get all our younger guys first. 20-year-old Steven Saylor, Kellenberger, Benitez, 22, and 56 isn't good, so I'm gonna let him walk. 23, might as well, and 60, Santana, Maldonado, Rivera. Yeah, we're gonna be like negative in our budget, so I might have to trade somebody away that's making a decent amount of money to get most of these guys back. Some of these guys might end up getting claimed in the Rule 5 draft, but Arrington I'm gonna let walk. How old is this dude? Dominique. Oh yeah, this guy's an A potential prospect. Castro, Rodney Donald, 24 years old, 67, relief pitcher, maybe. Leo Gordado's 19. Ojada's 22. Damn, it's really hard to stay within budget, too. Like, I think we're going to end up going over budget, which is not terrible. I don't know if I can go over budget or not, because I've never been this close to the cap before, but it's because I've re-signed a lot of these guys. Feliz is 26. We're going to let him walk, because we already have a lot of right fielders and outfielders, so we got to let some of them walk. That guy's a starting pitcher that's probably not going to make it, but he needs to be signed for Double-A. Omar Cannon. Lorang. Nixon's only 21. Damn, it's hard to keep up with all these prospects. Also, hopefully this video doesn't end up freezing because of the amount of, like, how fast these screens move. Like, I think that's the reason why my Elgato freezes sometimes, because the game moves is too quick. Maybe it's not used to my Series X, because my Series X has a lot of speed. Yoder is a shortstop, so I guess we'll sign it back up if he wants to. But yeah, we definitely have to let go of some of these players. I gotta let go of George Veras. Yeah, I gotta let go of George Veras, I think. 1 year he wants below $1 million, so actually maybe not. Because George Veras is a good contact here. He's not played in the MLB in a long time though. Get you. What else we got here? Fortune. That's the guy who we claimed last year. His contact hitting is still pretty good. Let's get him on a 2-year deal. See if I can talk him down. And get him as cheap as possible. Geez, he wants like barely any money for 2 years. $290K. Angelo Robles. Might as well get you back if you want to accept. Ramon Campos is 25. But he wants a decent amount. Yeah, I'm going to let Ramon Campos walk, I think. Ramirez, we'll get you up a little bit more. Ramon Campillo, 1 year. And we'll get you for like 710. I think that's pretty much all those contracts I need to dish out. Because Gerson Moreno is going to leave. That's $18 million in pending offers, and we only got 4.92 in budget. Jose Morales is one of the best players that we need to get back out of those. Hopefully he gets that. Oh yeah, we also need to maybe offer Perez arbitration, which I think I have to do, because what does he want for 1 year? I'm gonna give him less money, get him for as cheap as we can, because I don't want to give him like arbitration and he gets overpaid. 5.1. Can't afford the contract this time. So yeah, I can't afford bringing back Perez unless I trade away somebody. But let me just take a look at what we got on our roster, because we might have to trade away some players. So basically our starting rotation would still be McElroy, Mize, Jordan. Manning is probably the one we got to trade away. 18 million for 1 year. That would free up a lot of cap space. And then, yeah, I think we got to get rid of Matt Manning. He has actually not been that great for us last year. So I think it makes sense to get rid of him, because then we'd basically have McElroy, Mize, Jordan, Tucker, and maybe Selby, or somebody else as a starter. So I think Matt Manning, getting rid of him makes sense. So I think he would be probably the one we deal away. Yeah, I think that it's going to be the case, because it will free up a decent amount of cap space. We could get back Perez on a 1 year deal. And then pretty much the rest of the roster is staying the exact same, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Yep, we're going to trade away Mr. Matt Manning. He's been with us since the beginning. One of the last players, I think, has been with us since the beginning. But we got to get rid of his contracts so we could get up some cap space to get Perez back. Because Perez is a solid reliever, right? He's actually not that great. But I still should get rid of Matt Manning, I think. Because, yeah, Tucker should technically be getting more time. And then we could run somebody like Selby or Paulino as a starter, or James, or Rodriguez. And then we also got like guys in the system like McGrath who are going to be up there eventually. So I think it makes sense. It's better than losing him to free agency at some point. Let's just go suggest trade and let's go prospects. So we could get some really good prospects if we want to, but I don't want to really fleece the computer. 18-year-old starting pitcher that's 68 overall, Junior Jones. I think that's the one I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm just going to do this one, might as well. To get rid of Matt Manning, just give us more budget. Like I said, I think I want to bring back Perez as a reliever anyways. And that will give us way more money to get him back. So I should be able to get him on a 1-year deal now, right? And get him for as cheap as possible. 5.1 for 1 year. See if he accepts that. And then those guys are all tenured pretty much. And now we have 39 roster spots, which means I could put that that one player, that center fielder, was it? Yeah, I can put Rick Plummer. Yikes, what did I do? Oh, I went sort. Okay, I thought I almost released him. I got to put him on to our 40-man. Because I think Rick Plummer will be in the MLB at some point soon. So there you go. We got 40-man on our 40-man roster. We sent a contract to there, and that's good. Let's simulate, see what happens, see if we get most of those guys back. Let's skip through these notifications. Let's stop simulating now just to see how we are doing in terms of the contracts. So it looks like we got a good chunk of those players back. We're just waiting on James, so I'm going to give him a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to give him a little bit more just to get him to accept. 650K. Moreno's not coming back still. Campillo. A lot of these guys have full interest still, so Campos I'm not going to get back just because he's over 1 mil. Angel Robles, let's give you a little bit more. Just so you have full interest. Mario Feliz. He's not actually a terrible player, but he's already 26, so yeah, I think that's good. This guy being a 56 at 22, even though he doesn't have the potential, we'll just sign him and might as well. So that contract stuff is good. Apparently Perez still hasn't accepted. Let's give him a tiny bit more than 5.1. I just want to get him to accept. So let's give him like 5.3. Couple extra K. And that should be good. Let's sim to free agency 2 still. See if we get these guys. Let's stop simulating. See if any of them accepted. So Perez still hasn't accepted. I don't want to bring him to arbitration because then he's going to get $20 million, right? So, tendered contracts. We're still waiting on a couple of these guys. But not a whole lot. They should accept soon because most of them have full interest rate. A little bit off full interest from Campillo, but yeah, those guys will accept, I think, soon. Let's continue to simulate, but I think our team is going to be good again this upcoming season because pretty much the entire roster is staying the same. Obviously, trading away Matt Manning might be a bit questionable, but I think it was worth it to like give us a little bit more budget to work with. And eventually, he was going to leave anyways, so Perez still holding out a little bit. Hopefully he accepts soon. Just waiting on Campillo and Robles. Come on, Campillo. Get you to accept. Let's give you 720K, and Robles will give you let's go with 600 or 700K because that will get you to accept. That should be good. Continue to simulate. And we cannot afford Angelo Robles. Would you like to stop simulating? Yeah, let's stop simulating. Yes. So I guess it's because we got back Perez, yeah. So now we can't actually afford those two guys, but 76 at 26, you might get claimed in the Rule 5 draft anyways. Campillo doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I think it's fine if we lose those guys, but we have no budget whatsoever. We only have 343K left. But I mean, our team still looks really good, so Yeah, eventually we're going to have to start probably flipping away players because these contracts, like a lot of these guys are signed for long-term deals, I'm pretty sure. Like if we sort this, yeah, we got a lot of long-term deals. Some guys are like their contracts end soon too, so we're gonna have some tough decisions soon if we don't win a World Series. So there you go. But yeah, I think I'm fine with losing those guys anyways, because Robles might end up getting claimed in the Rule 5 draft regardless, because he's not on our 40 man. So that's good. Let's sim to the next stage of free agency. No, I do not want to stop simulating. Skip through these. I actually didn't mean to stop simulating, god damn it. Skip through this, and there we go. And for net front, that's good. Yeah, we're really solid actually all around in terms of ratings, so we should probably make it back to the playoffs. I think there's no question that we're going to make the playoffs, even with trading away Matt Manning. Yeah, let's stop simulating again for fun. This is make sure everything's good. Yeah, everything's good. We're not signing any free agents because we have no budget to sign any. And we can't claim anything in the Rule 5 draft too because we do not have the budget. Or well, we do have the budget. Actually, we wouldn't have the budget technically, but we don't have the roster space to pick one up anyways, so. Okay, so we're good there. Let's go to the Rule 5 draft. Actually, it just already skipped through that, didn't it? No, it didn't. Let's go to the Rule 5 draft. We're not going to be able to get anybody, but let's see if we lose anybody, which I'm expecting us to lose maybe some prospect. Yep, we lose Wayland Wall to the Braves. That one's a little bit of a tough one, but it makes sense because we really couldn't fit him into our roster. We didn't really actually have a second baseman. Like, I think he was our second baseman. But, yeah, there was just no way we were going to be able to fit him into our roster. We actually do have a roster space, I guess, from trading away Manning, but there's not really anything I need to pick up. Because if we look at our roster, let's see, relief pitcher-wise, we're good. We're good. Catcher-wise, we're good. First baseman-wise, we're good. Wayland Wall, it shows Wayland Wall there, but he just got claimed by the Braves, so he's not actually there. So Robin Fortune's technically our second baseman, which is fine. Because he was last year, I think. Yeah, I think we don't really need to claim anything, to be honest. Even though there is some good players. Like, our outfield is completely stacked, so yeah, we're good. We do not need to claim anybody in this Rule 5 draft. And it looks like the only player we're going to lose is Wayland Wall. Unless somebody else claims somebody in like the 3rd round. Which is not going to be the case. So, we only lost Wayland Wall. I think that's a win for sure. Let's sim to arbitration hearings. I don't think we even have any arbitrations, so it doesn't really matter. Skip through all these. But yeah, I think our team is going to be a good team again. Yeah, it's just more about if we could actually win in the postseason now. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, because we have some really good rankings across the board. Sim to renewable contracts. That's good. Sim to spring training. Damn, we got to spring training pretty quick, actually, by comparison to previous years. Probably because we didn't have as much contracts to give out. Yeah, let's stop simulating. Boom. Let's actually go right up to spring training. There we are at the start of spring training. Let's see what we got here. Contract extension wise, these are big players that are up for renewal. A lot of them though are arbitration eligible, which is great. So we can take them to arbitration. But like we might end up losing somebody like Bryant Packard. We might end up losing like Franklin Perez, which would be okay with. But David Jordan and Dennis Tucker are going to need huge contracts. David Jordan is 29, but he just won the Cy Young, so we need to lock him up. Let me see the lowest I could get him for 5 years. But we definitely need to lock him up considering he just won the Cy Young. Let's see if I can get him for 91.5. He wants a little bit more. Okay, let's do 92.5. There we go. And then Dennis Tucker's another one. He wants a lot. I'll try and lock him up for 5 years as well, but our bullpen and pitching is disgusting. Let's do 81. That works for me. Perfect. Everybody else will wait for now. Yeah, but we have some pretty big contracts again to hand out. Guys like Juan Cedeno might end up having to leave, and Robbie Polino. Maybe even Chad Hirsch. But, yeah, that's that. Let's take a look at what we got for our roster. Even though it's in spring training, we need to make sure this is set up properly for next episode. But yeah, pitching-wise, we are going to be disgusting. We already know that. Just got to make sure everybody is in the right areas. Actually, it doesn't really matter for spring training that much, but yeah, we are going to be a crazy team. I'm going to have to set this up probably. Actually, maybe I'll start sim to the end of the spring training in this episode, so that way I could get the roster set up for next episode. But I think we are going to be pretty good. A lot of our guys that we drafted, like Cortez and Valdez, are both 31 already, which is crazy to believe that they're getting that old already. Yeah, I think our team is going to be pretty good, because we got good players in every position. Our outfielding is disgusting. 94, 90, 86, 91, 85, 80, 85, and then Bland as well. That's really good. So yeah, that's basically what our team looks like. What do they have our lineup set up like for the spring training? Yeah, so our fifth pitcher behind Dennis Tucker. That's going to be an interesting one on who we decide who we want to do. Like during the regular season, it's probably going to be Selby. Selby doesn't have great stamina though, so maybe I go with Paulino, or I could go with James, which I think I might do. Who has the best hits per 9? Actually, Robbie Paulino is really good hit per 9 wise, so I think Robbie Paulino would be that one to go in our lineup there, unless we want to go with Perez, because Perez has a good overall. But home runs per 9, and we might be able to alternate that around during the regular season. But that's what that looks like for spring training. Let's see the lineup. It looks pretty good as well. Yeah, we're going to be a great team this year. I hope that we can win a World Series soon, because based on the ranks, at least for spring training wise, we are 3rd in contact, 4th in power, 5th in pitching, 24th in defense, 14th in speed, and we're the 4th ranked team. So let's get through spring training right till the end of spring training, and then that way I could set up the lines for, or not the lines, well, the lineup for the upcoming season in after I record this episode. So let's sim through date to see how we do in the spring training. And we have a pretty good preseason, spring training, 13 and 14. So not above 500, but still pretty good, I would say. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Tigers franchise mode. So in next episode, I will have the lineup set up and we'll start simulating the season. We'll also have the draft, and yeah, hopefully this team could make it back to the playoffs and make it even to like a World Series soon too. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.